What is going on, everyone? This is the Clunker Showdown. I'm your host, Brendan Bryan, and let's get to some clunking. If you were unawares, the NASCAR season kicked off last weekend with the Daytona 500, baby, which means, most importantly, that the quest for the J.D. McDuffie Cup begins anew. So, who clunked it up in the first race of the season? Well, if you also didn't know, Daytona is a super speedway, meaning anyone, even Cody Ware, can win. These races can destroy whole clunking seasons before they begin, because remember, if you win a race or make the chase, the real chase, you are eliminated from the showdown. And man, if clunking favorites such as Ty Dillon, Riley Herbst, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. didn't give me a little old heart attack as they almost won the darn race. Especially Stenhouse in the Chef Boyardee car. Finished second. Yikes, that's just too close for comfort. Gotta keep the big picture in mind, Ricky. Also, Riley Herbst made an actual move for the win. But it ended up as you expected, and he wrecked himself and others, so, he kinda evened out in the end. But man, talk about close calls for many of the clunking heavyweights to start the season. Tyler Reddick ended up winning the Daytona 500, which eliminates him from the showdown, but he wasn't going to be a part of it anyway. He's never been worthy of this filthy crown. Also, our first last place finish of the season goes to part-time driver BJ McLeod. He really showed out and got the best of the worst in his Daytona 500, showing up the regulars. It's a shame he isn't full-time because he can make a pretty good run at a Duff Cup. But for the remaining clunkers, another super speedway lies in store for this weekend at Atlanta. If you're looking for Stenhouse to go far in the showdown this year, these super speedways are essentially minor heart attacks. You never know, but this is another early season hurdle for the clunkers to overcome and not accidentally stumble blindly into a victory. But you know what they say, a blind squirrel finds a nut sometimes, but more often than not, it just dies because it's a blind squirrel. Anyway, looking at the standings entering Atlanta, I wouldn't put too much stock into it until we get to around the All-Star race. Most of these drivers will climb out of this early hole, and if they don't, it would be hilarious. But here are the standings nonetheless, the 16 clunkers and the 4 drivers just outside of the cut line. Chase Briscoe leads the standings, 21 points above the cut line. Alex Bowman and Todd Gilliland sit 19 points above. Rookie Connor Zilic sits 18 above. In 5th, 15 points above the cut line is Denny Hamlin, and just between you and me, I hope he stays right there. In 6th is Austin Dillon, 14 above. Christopher Bell also sits 14 above. And then Austin Cindric, Shane Van Gisbergen, and Cole Custer are all 10 points above the cut line. Ty Gibbs and Eric Jones sit 7 above. Ryan Preece and Ross Chastain are 6 above. AJ Allmendinger is 5 points above. Cody Ware, my preseason pick for the Duff Cup, is 3 points ahead of the cut line, the last man in. Ty Dillon is the first driver out at -3. John Hunter Nemechek and William Byron are 5 below. And Michael McDowell sits 20th in the standings, 6 points below the cut line. Well, there you have it, everyone. Week 1 of the 2026 NASCAR Cup Series is in the books, and the Clunker Showdown starts off strong as we head to another chaotic superspeedway race at Atlanta. Thank you so much for listening to the 2026 Clunker Showdown. I've been your host, Brendan Bryan, and I will see you all next time.